Hello, this is the American Dreamer Show, and this is Bill Cephakar with John Truckman
Here I am.
and James Worley from Another World,
Uh,
and he lives up to that. We'll share that with you.
you're from another world?
Well,
You're like the spaceman.
we're gonna- All right. So today is the American Dreamer Rocks and the DNA of Rocks. Combo. You're getting two for the price of one.
I'm already confused.
Don't worry, John. We're going to get you unconfused and unlocked, and we're ready to go because there's a lot of stuff. I collected what I said I was going to do for the American Dreamer Rocks. You saw them. It's on a thumbnail. I wonder if you can see some of the special sayings like dream it, believe it, and create your own sunshine. These are things.
Can you explain a little bit to the audience about the rocks and why you're doing the rocks and what are you going to do with the rocks and where the rocks came from?
It came from my head. Now that's the situation, and I'm working on it. I'm going to unload my rocks from my head. And no, the thing is, we have a message, John. The
Okay.
American Dreamer Show, and we talk about it and we explain to people how they can express themselves and achieve their dreams. And I'm working on mine. You're working
Through
on yours.
rocks.
Not rocks. That's the message. The podcast, YouTube channel, that's a vehicle to get the message across. And I enjoyed picking those rocks. They were heavy, but I found the sayings. I went to,
We won't even get into where the rocks came from. That's a whole other show.
no. But I went to Michael's and Joanne's and I got decals and things, and I made these sayings and the expressions, and that's why I did it. And this talking about rocks, how about moon rocks?
It's the 50th anniversary of the moon landing.
Yes, it is July 19th.
So this kind of ties in sort of, but it was probably completely by accident, right?
Completely by accident,
Yeah,
John.
that's
You know
really-
that.
Yeah.
But if you turn to page 148 of The American Dreamer, A Look into the Life of My
I
Father.
feel like I'm in church here. Turn to page
Yeah,
number.
we have him.
Hymn number 148.
And tell me what you see there.
Is it going to be rocks?
It'll be the moon, the Apollo 11 with Armstrong,
Oh yeah, there they are. Look at that. The eagle has landed. 2 men walk on the moon.
Neil Armstrong, and
I was 6 years old.
Also Michael Collins was the lunar moon, module commander.
And don't forget Buzz Aldrin. If you
Buzz
forget
Aldrin,
him.
that's what I
If
wanted
you say
you to
that I
say.
didn't walk on the moon, I'm going to slap you.
Well, Buzzer, that's Buzz. We like to say
so yeah, Neil Armstrong gets all the credit because he was the first one, right?
a small step from.
How did he get to be the first one? Did they pick straws? Did they
He was
roll
the most
dice?
humblest because they said that they didn't even think he was a hero. He said he wasn't a hero, but he was a hero. But he was very modest and cool, calm, collected. But the thing is, on the book American Dreamer, A Look into the Life of My Father, Joe Baby,
on page 148?
he collected all these amazing newspaper. John F. Kennedy. That's the original newspaper article.
Right. If he didn't make all these clippings, you wouldn't have a book.
Well, half a book. There were a lot of clippings. So, but the point is that when my dad was the administrator for the Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden on the Capitol Mall, Michael Collins, after his fame as the lunar commander there, became the first executive director, curator of the Air and Space Museum.
Perfect. Yeah.
And it was, yes, a very nice attached, the thing he was very well prepared for. He
had a good resume.
Yes, here and on your out of.
What makes you think you're qualified for this position? I landed on the moon.
I'm out of the soil. So the thing was that when my dad was a fledgling and as administrator for the Hirshhorn Museum, he started in the same kind of throes as Michael Collins. So when the Hirshhorn opened in 1974, they were finishing up the Air and Space Museum, which opened up for the bicentennial. I was in Washington, D.C. in
Okay.
1976. So my father, in a way, had a small part in helping, using his experience in the Hirshhorn to help the Air and Space Museum, which is the most popular museum.
When did the Air and Space Museum open?
1976,
76.
bicentennial.
Oh,
It
you
was-
just said that. If I was paying attention, I would have put two and two
I'm
together.
glad I had to reiterate that
Yeah,
because
that's what the audience is saying. He just told it. He
no,
just
but they
told
want to
you.
know it. That reiterate. Okay, now things happen beyond our control, and on Saturday, July 7th, this past week, I was in my backyard, and it was the 5th anniversary of my dad's passing, Joseph Sefakar.
Has
which
it been
is
5 years? Yeah.
5 years, July 7th. And I wasn't really in my backyard, but I saw the rustling of a white goose. And I copied pictures today. These are some pictures. And it came closer. And I took out my English muffins that I was having for breakfast. This is
You shared your English muffins with the goose.
with the goose. And I'm going to show you this picture because I got it blown up. Okay, Tom, tell him, what do you see? What do you see?
I see a goose eating an
A
English
white,
muffin.
all right, you can see you got good eyes. And look at this picture. I
Oh
had
my
this
God.
blown up.
Wait a second. You did not blow up the picture. Do you see what he's doing here, James?
Yes. And so this goose and I became good friends. And I was planning to go over to visit my dad at the cemetery here
Right.
in Clearwater. And I said, and about 2 hours later, it just said, maybe Dad decided to beat me to the punch. He came over to visit me in the spirit of
You think your
that
dad
white.
was? You think your dad was the goose?
Well, how would you explain this, John? I mean, I never saw this goose, and I have the mallard ducks and
Yeah.
squirrels and birds. This by himself, and he came up on the same day, my dad's 5th anniversary of passing. Do 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 do.
Hmm.
So
Maybe he's trying to give you a message, Bill.
I'm trying to figure that message out. And I have a friend, Dr. Korn, the expert of public health and environmental health. I had lunch with him this week, and he told me about his, the book. It's a special collaboration, and he's been charged for books 22 and 23 to write these in the next couple of years. And so he was telling me that he's going to get royalties for the next 20 years from these books. He's 86.
The next 20 years. Hey, you never know.
Anyway, well, his family. But the thing is, when he heard about my financial condition, and he knew my folks because he was family, he said, your mother and father are on my shoulder telling me, Bill, you better take care of your financial. So maybe that was how the goose was sort of meandering around.
Yeah, the goose is maybe trying to tell you, listen, the podcast isn't going exactly the way I planned, Bill.
Send in money because I want to keep doing the podcast. John wants to do it, and James. So no applause. Just send the money. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing is horoscopes.
Okay. I'm a Cancer.
What?
I'm a Cancer. Cancer.
Cancer.
Not
But you
Cancer.
said
No.
Cancer.
No.
No, I thought you would say Cantor. I said, well, you were saying. All right. And I believe that I do astronomy, with telescopes in the real world of stars and constellations. But I do my crypto quotes, and the horoscope is right underneath the crypto quote. So I couldn't help. And I don't take it serious, like you say, don't get out of bed or, watch ladders or whatever kind of thing.
Well, that's not what horoscopes are.
But they tell you,
yeah,
stay
that's-
clear of this.
Yeah.
But these messages are universal. Okay. So I'm going to read a few of the crypto quotes, and then I'm going to show you what some of the horoscopes have. So this one is interesting. Norman Cousins, he's a publisher and journalist, said, hope is independent of the apparatus of logic. Hope is independent of the apparatus of logic, whatever that means. Okay, but the horoscope for that says, Stop to consider what others are going through. Offer an encouraging word. How you approach people and situations will make a difference in your relationship with others.
Oh, you should have read me that before we started the podcast.
You wouldn't have gotten this relationship, right? All right. Oh, here's Bob Hope. Yeah, you can enjoy this. He says, I have a wonderful makeup crew. They're the same people restoring the Statue of Liberty.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, you know how many years it took to restore the Statue of Liberty?
Well, this was an ongoing thing,
Yeah,
too.
it was.
So it says, sign up for something educational. John, you're a teacher too. Motivational or physically challenging. Being active and spending time with people who make you think and encourage you to do your best will lead to positive personal changes. Now, I can't tell you the amount of personal changes, positive personal changes that has occurred from this room being associated
Are you sure?
with you. Well, yes, I'm sure. What do you want? You think I'm self-doubting you? Oh, this is what, this is cool. If two people are planning a conspiracy while golfing, are they on a collusion course?
Collusion course.
Okay, and that wasn't even the crypto quote. But here is, a wise man never suffers himself to be governed, nor attempts to govern others. La Bruyere, that's a French guy. All right, and then the horoscope was, you can dwell on your glass being half empty, or you can make the most of your day and plan to get together with someone who inspires you to do your best.
Okay.
All right, so we're cooking with oil. Here's another one. Great individuals, not great organization men, make a college or university great. Harold Woods. Okay, and one last thing. Your changing attitude may confuse someone you live or work alongside. Try to remain consistent or withhold your plan until you're ready to take action. Do you concur with that, John?
That's for you. That's not for me.
No, that's for me. That's what I'm saying. You would agree with that. Okay. All right. Well, I think I've had my limit there.
I think you beat a dead horse.
Okay, John, thank you for that. And I want to ask you, because this first song that I'm going to be singing is John Denver, as you are so enamored with. And I know that it's about our interrelationship with a family and people. And you had a visitor this past few weeks.
I did. It was my sister.
Oh, that's so special. You enjoyed that?
Of course, yeah.
I saw some.
I visited with her, and then she visited with me.
You're visiting up in New Jersey.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
she came down.
Yeah.
To Florida.
I dragged her down here. I warned her that, you sure you want to come to Florida in the middle of July? I don't want to hear it's hot once. Of course I did, like the entire trip. But yeah, we had a good time.
Well, I want to tell you, I came down 36 years ago in July. I stayed for July 4th, and it was a test. You don't know, well, maybe if she can adjust to the heat at this point.
Oh, she's not staying. She's not
No,
coming.
she's not
coming.
Well, I said,
She'll be a snowbird. That could happen, but she's not going to be here in July.
I remember
ever
seeing
again.
the Florida Orchestra down at Coachman Park, which
Uh-huh.
you know, on the water, beautifully bellowing clouds up to the sky. I said, I'm here. I'm coming back.
Coachman's Park. Let me just a little information about Coachman's Park. They had an old building, the Harborside Center, whatever it is. They knocked it down, and it's gone now. And in its place, you know what they put in its place?
The Clearwater Marine Aquarium. That's
No.
part of it.
The building that was in Coachman's Park. This is in downtown Clearwater.
Yeah.
They tore it down. You know what they put in its place? Nothing. It's part of the park. They put grass down, and it's a
Oh.
beautiful view. I was like, that's a valuable piece of land, and I'm really glad that the city of Clearwater
Had the foresight.
had the foresight to keep it and
And
to
you
not sell it to anyone else.
Yes, which we know.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that, but yeah.
All right. Well, hey, James, you're an out of this world kind of guy. Did you have any visitors that came in for a landing? Uh-oh.
Ding, ding, ding. What is that dinging? Who's dinging?
I was dinging. All right. So, did you have any? All right.
What?
That means
James? Nope. No visitors? No, I guess not. Okay.
You never know.
You never know.
All right. Well, this,
Nothing. I say nothing.
not yet.
So what's next in this
All
exciting
right,
show?
well, I'm doing this song, Eli's song,
Right.
and it's dedicated to my dear friends, David and Heian Kavlin, who celebrated their 21st anniversary this past week, and also with their son, Avi. And then Buzzer Bob Richards, his grandson, Jude, had his 3rd birthday. And my very dearest niece, Diana Jill, birthday on July 14th, which is a Bastille Day. So
Any other birthdays that maybe happen in July that you can think of?
yours?
Mine. Yeah, my birthday.
Oh,
was-
wait a sec. Oh, let's stop the tape. July 2nd and July
12th.
12th. Well, we have to have a party. We're having a party, maybe not after the show, but I promise I'm taking you guys out. We'll go to McDonald's or Wendy's.
What's the problem, James? You don't want people to know when your birthday is? Come on. What do you?
All right. But the point is this, that this song has such a special meaning.
I haven't had a real one in many years.
Well, that's your
A
own
real
fault.
one, what? All right. Anyway, for all the children whose life had made a difference to their parents,
Okay.
this Eli song, beautiful, beautiful song.
There's a song called Eli's Coming by
I
Three
know,
Dog
but
Night.
yes.
You could have done that one.
No, I couldn't.
Eli.
I actually-
coming.
I
You know
have
that
the-
song?
I have the sheet music. So,
Eli's coming, hide your heart now. Eli's coming, hide your heart now.
well, you can do
You
the
didn't
next.
think I would know a song that old, would you?
No, I think you did very nice.
Yeah. All right.
You can do it next time.
Okay.
So this is Eli's song, and we're going to do it. And I'm going to say that we're going to upload these songs on my YouTube channel, which is Bill Cephakar and Spreaker.com.
How do you spell that?
Spreaker.
No, how do you spell Bill Cephakar? Sorry.
S is in Sam, E, F is in Frank, E-K-A-R.
Thank you.
That's what my dad would always say. Born in the month of June, no silver spoon to help you out. Your mother had you naturally is the way you came out. You know your own mind and you show it to me. Give me the high sign when you want to be free. And open up my eyes to the wonders that you see. See the airplane fly, see the trees rush by. Be brave and strong when you hurt yourself, and don't you have a worry in the world. For that's been given you's the one thing time can erase. And every day is growing like the knowing smile upon your face. You're starting out strong. You get a kick out of life. You like to sing songs, be in the spotlight. And when everybody's watching you, you shine so bright. See the airplane fly, see the trees rush by. Be brave and strong when you hurt yourself, and don't you ever worry in the world. You know your own mind, and you show it to me. Give me the high sign when you want to be free. And open up my eyes like your mother did for me. See the airplane fly, see the trees rush by. Be brave and strong when you hurt yourself, and don't you have a worry in the world. Eli's song could be every song for every child. So, John, get back into this.
Yes.
Okay. So, we had some cryptic quotes, discussed some spirits of, and the beginning worked for me. I'm just going to give a teaser.
Na 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 na.
And my sister Bonnie thought enough of me, or of what I had accomplished in the real world of the absurd, that she put together.
She said, you should have a podcast someday, Bill. And you're like, what's a podcast? And she's like, I don't know. It just came out of my head.
Yes. And
That was 30 years ago.
yes. And here it is, Bill's Adventures. Well, it wasn't Bill's Adventures. It just says Billy's Stories,
Uh-huh.
collected by his sister Bonnie Sefakar Landau in honor.
What
My
year is this?
29th birthday.
29th birthday. So like
this
10,
was
10 or 15 years ago?
Volume 1. We're up to volume XIX. You know what X? That's 19 in Roman numeral. Buddy.
So what is it that
She wrote about.
okay, it's in a folder. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
And
had-
what does it say?
I'm going to share it. I'm going to be uploading for my July newsletter, which is going to be the American Dreamer book. And it
That's
worked
why
for
you
me.
said it's a teaser.
Yes. And so I'm going to have excerpts. Actually, the first volume had a few of these stories, and I'm going to show about what else has been. You remember the picture I had of Dennis the Menace? It was he's my alter ego between him and Peter Pan, either one. But Dennis the Menace is sitting in the corner. And he turns around. He's in his rocking chair. His mother put him in the corner. He did. And he said, how come they never catch me when I'm doing something good?
Right. How come we don't catch you when you're doing something good, Bill?
Because I'm out of control and I put everything together. Mind, body, and spirit. When you're dealing with mind, body, and spirit, John, there's a lot of things going on.
Bill's holding up a giant coffee table book.
Mind, body, and spirit. So that's what I indulge in. And I have excerpts from people that have written about that, and I will share it to you, not on the how the spirit, self, and soul are connected, the difference between the mind, brain, and body. Mind is the beginning, soul is the end. And I have backup stuff on this. We're going to share
Is
it.
this a teaser also?
No, that's it. It's teased out of control. But I'm going to share something with you because I showed you this picture, which I am going to give you. This is the iconic group of rock stars of the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
You're dropping a bunch of stuff
That's
on
all
the
right, but you
ground.
can tell everybody what's on that. What's that?
Let me see that.
Yes, buddy boy, take that. And James?
It's a picture from the 80s, and it's a
James.
group shot. And it looks like on the far, there's two rows. On the far left is Tina Turner sitting on Mick Jagger's lap. And then there's Madonna, very young Madonna, with Bob Dylan has his arm around her. And then in the top row, we have Keith Richards, Hall, Daryl Hall, and John Oates with really big hair. And that looks
Afro,
like
looks like an afro.
and that looks like is that Ron Wood?
Yeah. From,
Okay, so three
Rolling Stones.
3/5 of the Rolling Stones there. That's pretty cool. And you got this where?
this was at the Holocaust Museum.
Oh wow, that's
Florida
awesome.
Holocaust. It was so awesome, John. I wish they could keep that exhibit because it was a tribute to Bill Graham. And Bill Graham was one of the biggest promoters during the 60s, 70s.
Jewish, of course.
Right. And he was an immigrant. And
Yes.
it was
What country was he from?
Germany.
Germany. Okay.
And what happened was he had this accent, and it talks about it. He wanted to get that accent out, like,
Yeah.
anybody coming from another country, that's a stigma. So he took classes. He went to DeWitt Clinton High School, and it looked like the same kind of yearbook that my dad had. He was a few years younger than my dad, but it was so wonderful. And he performed with all the great, he put these concert together with.
I can remember I have ticket stubs with his name on it. For sure. Yeah.
Could you
'cause he
bring
was-
that in for me?
I'll bring you my whole box of ticket stubs. We'll do a
the
whole
whole
show on
box.
it.
I want to see it, everything. Yes.
Ticket stubs from concerts is what I'm talking about.
Bill Graham. I'm going to
Yeah.
pay money for
Billy
that.
Graham presents.
Not Billy Graham.
Not that Billy Graham. No, it's Bill Graham. Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful story. It was 2 floors of exhibits and music. And then they
Is this a limited engagement?
it was
or is-
on a Saturday night before the exhibit was going
Mhm.
to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Canton, Ohio, whatever,
Yeah.
Cleveland, whatever, Cleveland. And they had a musical group that was, they were dressed up like, the 60s, 70s. And this is a picture. They were in their attire, with all the kind of stuff that would be attributed to the
70s.
60s, 70s.
Right.
And they even in the group, they had all these, they did a tribute band. They had a Janis Joplin woman. She sang, I have it on video. I might just.
No, 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 no.
Oh, it
No, no,
sounded
no, 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 no.
so
Pretty good, huh?
good. Yes, John, I want you to do a Janis Joplin.
I can do a
next time.
Janis Joplin.
You certainly,
But by the way, I have an update on the Woodstock.
please. I know
it's not good news.
I know.
It doesn't look like it's it may still happen. It's probably going to happen in an arena somewhere or in somebody's private property. I have no doubt that they'll pull something off, but it's not going to be what they want it to be. Maybe they should have started planning it 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, the Woodstock is.
But on the other hand, there is a great event coming up that Bill may want to participate in.
This better not be political.
There's a lot of people that are gathering up
No, we're not
together
going to Area
to
54.
rush Area
We're
51.
not going to Area
All right,
51.
let's get
Area
back-
54. That's in
Let-
New York.
I'm going to Studio
Studio
54, New York.
54, yeah.
Okay, now what I wanted to share with you, because we got about 15 minutes and we got a lot of stuff. So I had lunch with Dr. Corn, my mentor and the expert on global warming. And one thing that came out that pissed me off so bad.
You know what
Sorry.
really pissed me off about the global warming is the global warming in this room right now.
Well, stop it because I'm going to blow. I'm going to. Anyway, they're having a problem with the honeybees, that
Oh.
their hives are being decimated all over the world. And you know, John,
It's a domino effect. The bees go.
oh, my life is built around honey.
It's a whole evolutionary phenomenon, and
Oh,
that
it's-
if we don't have
oh.
bees,
Oh, and pollination. It's not just
Pollination,
honey.
right.
I am jealous because I want my honey, but I'm self-centered. But it affects everything from all the vegetation. And when they have a sale at this end on Walgreens or CVS, I get 2 or 3 at a time. They're $3.99 versus $7.99. And I got, how many do you think I have in there?
I don't know.
A lot.
It's like the dungeon of excess food you have. there.
Honeycomb. All right. So we got to do something about this global warming. I hope. All right. So getting back on track. Here we
Yeah.
go. All right. So I had this thing that I wrote, a poem.
Wow.
I think we have James does have some visitors from the outer space here.
Yep.
All right. So this
He's
is
a
my
true space
Earth
man.
song.
Yeah.
It's a poem I wrote. I was in a very deliberate mood. I was hurting, and I tried to put it down on paper. And it's called Earth Song,
Okay.
not Death Song. So you can. How can we save the world? How can we save the world from drying up, from dying up? We need to help. We need to make a difference. Everybody, take a second, take a minute, take an hour. It's all up to us. What you've done lately, what have you done lately? That's the answer. Do something now. Don't wait. Don't wait. It's on your conscience. It's on your hands. The blood of everyone that has suffered. Animals can be seen suffering. Humans can be seen suffering. And that's a beginning. I've seen pictures on the television, the late night show, of animals eating plastic on the water, and they don't know what it is.
They don't know what it is.
And they get dying. They
Well, look now. You have to say now the global warming is one thing, and litter on the beach is
and
another.
environmental
How about,
pollution.
how about the birds that pick up hot cigarette butts?
Well, yeah, no, it's but I have to say that the environment, because people have been educated and because things aren't as bad as they were when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, the Passaic River that ran through Jersey, it was terrible. It was dirty. You could pretty much walk on it. There were tires in there. It was terrible, and it was like that. It was a lot of sewerage and stuff like. There's a lot of regulations against that now.
They're trying.
And there's been a lot of improvement, but it's you're right.
We're
but
hurting. We're hurting. So that's what I'm. I'm going to do half of it this time. It's on your conscience. It's on your hands. The blood of everyone that has suffered. Animals can be seen suffering. Humans can be seen suffering. It's up to us. It's up to us. It's up to us. What have you done lately? Have you cleaned up the environment? Have you made a statement that you are part of the plan to help? You can do it. We can do it. Take a second, take a minute, take an hour. Don't let another day go by without giving a try. That's what we need to do together, brothers and sisters, not just our country, but around the world. Okay, that's halfway. And
I mean, there's more?
No, not this time. You're lucky. I'll finish it next time. So what I want to do on the second song, because we have you remember with Elton John when he couldn't appear at the Amalie Arena here in Tampa? I did that song tribute.
Yeah.
Well,
You gonna do Elton John song?
no, we're going to be doing well, we're going to do that some other time. But we're going to do a song for the fact that there might not be a Woodstock.
Yeah. I think David Crosby has a documentary out.
Yes, and he has a new album. It's
Mhm.
really cool.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song. And this was one of my first guitar books that I bought. And you can imagine this was their breakout album. And yes, thanks, John. And Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. And oh, here's my Winnie the Pooh that I'm looking for my capo.
Return to Pooh Corner.
Yes, and it makes noise. I fixed the battery, and he does all kinds of things. And I'm going to do that with my song, Return to the House of Pooh Corner.
Does he keep you awake at night?
No, because I keep him away at night. I go, I don't sleep that great. So, and he says, "Oh, let's return to Pooh Corner. I can't sleep here." Anyway, this is called The Lady of the Island. And we've done some amazing romantic songs, but this really, this goes up there with Longfellow Serenade and Simon and Garfunkel, or Emily's, wherever she may be. And okay, so this is a beautiful love song, That Lady of the Island. And I hope I do it just like Stephen Stills and Neil. So, oh yeah, it has a capo, so the capo has to be up on the right fret there.
Is that what that thing's called?
Yes, the capo, it just develops, changes the pitch. It's a beautiful song, if I do it halfway decent. Holding you close undisturbed for fire, the pressure in my chest as you breathe in my ear. We both knew this would happen when you first appeared. The brownness of your body in the fire glow, except the places where the sun refused to go. Our bodies were a perfect fit in afterglow. Lay, my lady of the island, letting myself wander through the world inside your eyes. You know I like to stay here until every tear runs dry. Do 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 da da do wrapped around each other in the peeping sun. Beams of sunlight, the stage, the red lights on. I never wanna finish what I just begun with you. Letting myself wander through the world inside your eyes. You know I'd like to stay here until every tear runs dry. Do 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 do. Do 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 my lady of the island. Okay. my lady of the island, wherever she is, whatever island. Could be Manhattan Island,
Could be.
New York Island.
I've never heard that song.
Well, you heard
Most
it.
of these songs that he's done, we've never
Hey,
heard.
I have my own eclectic approach to this stuff, you know?
Part
I've
of the-
I've always heard of the band,
I
but I
think
never
it was
heard
the
of
second or third verse that had me a little confused. Was that
Well, join John.
When
and
I'm
it's
forced to
confused.
pee?
Join the club. What?
that
Right.
lyric? Was
No,
it when
you-
I
you
was
got-
forced to pee?
You got that mixed up with a Bee Gees song.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, I want to share something with you because we got a few minutes left. I'm hoping next week. I talked to Natalia Jimenez, a very dear friend. She worked at the legal firm when I was working on getting my ex from China, and she was very helpful. And she's one of the people that is signed into American Dreamer. She has, as part
She's
of,
a subscriber.
in addition to that, she does real estate, and she's the manager for the realtor and marketing here in Tampa, and her phrase is, "Turn your dreams into reality, and get yourself a home and property and stuff." And I think there's a thread there, a lot in common. And we're hoping to have her on the next show, and she's going to talk about getting your dreams.
Is she going to sponsor the show?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking there's some real estate dollars, maybe.
She's going to find a nice home for you, and you guys can thank her. So, but that's
I
we're
already
going to
have
work
I
on
already
it.
have a nice home. Thank you, though.
A bigger home. We're talking.
no,
bigger-
no.
all right.
Oh, no.
All right. But anyway, Miss Jimenez is going to be here. Natalia, dear friend, and she's a very good person to have a chance to give a give and take on how to get your dreams. This is one of the biggest dreams in people's minds, how to get that home, first home, new home. Okay. So with that in mind, I'm going to take a minute here to oh, I just opened this. August 29th, Martin Luther King, one of his phrases, "I say to you today, my friends, that in spite of the difficulties and frustrations of the moment, I have a dream. I still
I have a dream.
but not just, he says, I still have a dream."
Still has a dream.
Okay, because that takes it. And Walt Disney, it's kind of fun to do the possible. Impossible. That's right, because that's what he did.
That's right.
It's kind of fun to do the impossible. We do the possible. Oh, here's Buddha. He's always good for one.
Food is always good for a quarter too.
We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. Okay, well, let's make the world better. How about that, John?
Let's.
And I'm going to upload some of those stones that I worked so hard in the phrases.
You giving me stones.
You're going to have gallbladder
Yeah.
stones. So, and keep laughing and smiling. And you guys have an assignment talking about stones. I would
I'm
like.
not picking up any more rocks.
All right, you have a choice. You can either bring in a stone or bring in a phrase that I can put on the stone. And if anybody has the guts and glamour to send in a phrase or something that we could use, I would have.
Oh no, I'm gonna actually take a rock and paint it
Yes,
creatively.
yes.
I'm not gonna buy some cheap stickers and put them on there.
On the cheap stickers. Believe it, do it, dream it. Yeah. Okay. So go forth, make your dreams possible. We're going to help in our own way. We're going to keep our dreams alive. Yes, I'm wearing my Dream Weaver, Gary Wright, the Dream Weaver guy.
Ooh, Dream Weaver.
And love is yes. Thank you, John. You can sing that for next time. Thank you all. Everybody, go forth and bring love into the world with others.
Ooh, Dream Weaver.
Make your dreams come true. Okay, on that note, let's have a good week or two and we'll come back with some new stuff. Yes, he was one of the new age kind of people. Okay, we're off to a new planet, new galaxy. Back to the future. This is Bill Sefakar, your friend, with John Trackman and James Worley, who's also out of this world. Have a great week or two.